Myself, Mary XC from the Department of Applied Electronics and Instrumentation. So this is the module 3 of Electrical Measurement and Measuring Instrument AE 303. So we will be dealing the DC bridges. And in the DC bridge, you have to study the three basic bridges, that is the Wheatstone bridge, Kelvin's double bridge, Carey-Foster bridge. This is the circuit diagram of the Wheatstone bridge. It consists of the four arms R1, R2, R3 and R4. R1, R2 is called the ratio arms, R4 is the unknown resistance, then R3 is the standard resistance. And we are giving a supply voltage of E, and in between the terminal B and D we are connected the galvanometer for measuring the deflection. In the balance condition, we have I1 R1 is equal to I2 R4, and as the galvanometer current is 0, I1 equal to I3 and I2 is equal to I4. Considering the battery path under the balance condition, I1 equal to I3 equal to E by R1 plus R2 and I2 equal to I4 equal to E by R3 plus R4. And using this equation, we can conclude that R1 R3 plus R1 R4 is equal to R1 R4 plus R2 R4. Thus, from the previous equation, we will get the unknown resistance R4 is equal to R3, that is the standard resistance, into R1 by R2. And the R1 by R2 is called the ratio arm, and this directly depends on the unknown resistance R4. And based upon the null indication, hence the results are not depends upon the calibration characteristics of the galvanometer. R3 could be varied to get the required resistance. So this is the commercial form of the Wheatstone bridge. From the diagram, you can see that this is the battery, this is the ratio selector switch, that is the ratio of the R1 by R2, a galvanometer, then the standard arm selector, that is the value you can select using these knobs. Next is the sensitivity of the Wheatstone bridge. When the Wheatstone bridge is not balanced, a certain amount of current flows through the galvanometer that depends upon the sensitivity of the galvanometer. And the sensitivity S is given by the deflection D divided by the current I. The unit is millimeter, that is a deflection by microampere. Greater the sensitivity of the galvanometer, greater its deflection. Another means of sensitivity of the galvanometer is the amount of the deflection per unit voltage across the galvanometer. That means SV is equal to theta by E, where E is the voltage across the galvanometer and theta is the deflection of the galvanometer. Next term is the sensitivity of the Wheatstone bridge. The bridge sensitivity can also be defined as the deflection of the galvanometer per unit fractional change in the unknown resistance. This is called SB, defined by theta divided by delta R by R, where delta R by R is the unit fractional change in the unknown resistance. We have seen the working of the Wheatstone bridge. Next is the limitations of the Wheatstone bridge. The main limitations are the effect of the lead and the contact resistance became significant while measuring the small resistance. and it cannot be used to measure the resistance in the mega ohm range. This happens because of the higher resistance presented by the bridge and the inability of the galvanometer to show any imbalance. Next one is the heating effect. As a result of the current may permanently damage the resistor. The used resistance must be very precise with 1% or 0.1% and that cost is very high. Next is the range of measurement of the Wheatstone bridge. The resistance to be measured must be always be much greater than the contact and the connecting lead resistance. A practical lower limit for accurate resistance measurement by the Wheatstone bridge is 5 ohms and the upper limit is 10 raised to 12 ohms. That means we cannot use this Wheatstone bridge for the measurement of very low resistance and also the very high resistance. So in order to overcome these two difficulties, we are going for another type of resistance which use for the measurement of very low resistance, that is the Kelvin's double bridge. Connecting leads in the Wheatstone bridge. This can produce error when measuring very low resistance. The 1 ohm resistance could be taken as a part of Q or S. As you know, for the measurement of very low resistance, we cannot use the Wheatstone bridge. So in order to overcome the difficulties using the lead wire resistance, we are using the another type of bridge which is known as the Kelvin's bridge or Kelvin's double bridge. In this, the voltage across the connecting lead between the A and B introduce the serious error when measuring very low value of resistance. In Kelvin's bridge, additional resistors P and R, the small p and the small r are added. The ratio of P by R is exactly same as the P by R. So, the error due to the voltage drop across Y can be eliminated with this method. If the galvanometer indicates null, there is no current flows through the galvanometer. The galvanometer terminal voltage Vg will be 0. Since there is no potential difference between the galvanometer terminal, the bridge is balanced. The voltage drop across R is equal to the sum of the voltage drop across small r and s. So we can write it as I1 R is equal to I2 small r plus Is. So we can write Is is equal to I1R minus I2 small r, or Is is equal to R into I1 minus I2 small r divided by R. The voltage drop across P equal to the sum of the voltage drop across small p and Q as shown in the previous equation. So, I1P is equal to I2 small p plus IQ. So, IQ is equal to I1P minus I2 small p, and I1Q is equal to P into I1 minus I2P by capital P. So, dividing the previous equation by this equation, you will get IQ by Is is equal to P into I1 minus I2P by capital P divided by R into I1 minus I2R by capital R. And as you know, P by R, that is small p by small r, is equal to capital P by capital R, or we can write small p by capital P is equal to small r by capital R. Therefore, Q by S is equal to P by R. The range of measurement of the Kelvin's bridge is typically from 10 microohms to 1 ohms, and the bridge measurement accuracy is plus or minus 2%. Another type of bridge which is used for the measurement of low resistance by comparison method is the Cary-Forster slide wire bridge. The Cary-Forster bridge is used for the measuring of low resistance or for the comparison of two nearly equal resistance. The working principle of Cary-Forster bridge is similar to the Wheatstone bridge. Let P, Q, R and S are the four resistors used in the bridge. The resistance P and Q are known while the R and S are the unknown resistors. The slide wire of length L is placed between the resistors R and S. The resistor P and Q are adjusted so that the ratio of P by Q is equal to the R by S. The ratio of the resistance is equivalent by sliding the contact on the sliding wires. Let L1 is the distance from the left at which the balance is obtained. Now R and S are interchanged, and this time the balance is obtained by sliding the contact at the distance of L2. Consider the equation for the first balance, that is P by Q is equal to R plus L1R divided by S plus in bracket L minus L1 into R, where R is the resistance per unit length of the slide. After interchanging the R and S, the balance equation of the bridge is P by Q equal to S plus L1R divided by R plus L minus L2 into R. If you are adding 1 to the first equation, first balance equation, P by Q plus 1 is equal to R plus L1R plus S plus L minus L1 into R divided by S plus L minus L1 into R. And finally, we will get P by Q plus 1 equal R plus S plus LR divided by S plus L minus L1 into R. And for the second balance equation, P by Q plus 1 equal to S to R plus LR minus RL2 divided by R plus L minus L2 into R. Let it as equation number 2. Then P by Q plus 1 is equal to S plus R plus LR divided by R plus L minus L2 into R. From the equations 1 and 2, S minus R is equal to L minus L2 into R. The difference between the resistance of S and R is obtained from a distance between the length of the slide wire, that is L1 minus L2 at balance condition. Next is the calibration of the slide wire. The calibration of the sliding wire can be done by placing the resistance R or S in parallel with the slide wire of known resistance. Let S is the known and S dash is its value when shunted by known resistance. So S minus R equal to L minus L2 into R, and S dash minus R is equal to L1 dash minus L2 dash into R. And we are taking the ratio S minus R divided by L1 minus L2 is equal to S dash minus R divided by L1 dash minus L2 dash. By solving the above equation, we will get R equal to S into L1 dash minus L2 dash minus H dash into L1 minus L2 divided by L1 dash minus L2 dash minus L1 plus L2. By the help of the Carey-Foster bridge, the direct comparison between the resistance R and S regarding the length can be done. The resistance of other component like the resistance of P, Q and the sliding contacts are completely eliminated.